The streets were quiet, the kind of quiet that only comes in the dead of night when the city has finally exhaled after a long, exhausting day. The flickering glow of a street light cast long shadows on the pavement, where a man in tattered clothes sat huddled against the cold. His name was Michael, a name that once meant something, maybe hope, maybe dreams, but now it was just a word that belonged to a man who had nothing. No home, no future, no hope. Just the cold, hard ground beneath him and the occasional pitying glance from strangers who walked by too quickly to care. But tonight, everything was about to change. As Michael rummaged through a trash bin, his fingers numb from the cold, something caught his eye. A brown leather wallet, slightly scuffed, lying near the base of a tree. It was unassuming, almost invisible, but to Michael it might as well have been a beacon of light in the darkness. He picked it up, his hands trembling, not just from the cold, but from the weight of what he was about to discover. Inside was a stack of cash, not just a few bills, but a thick wad of $100 notes. Michael's breath hitched. He counted it quickly, his heart pounding in his chest. $10,000. $10,000. For a man who hadn't held more than a few coins in years, it felt like a fortune, a lifeline, a miracle. But with it came a choice that would define the rest of his life. Keep it and risk everything, or return it and stay in the shadows where he'd been for so long. What would you do if you found a wallet full of cash on the darkest night of your life? Would you take the money and run? Or would you do the right thing, even if it meant staying trapped in a life you desperately wanted to escape? This is the story of Michael, a man who chose to keep the money, a man who went from sleeping on the streets to building an empire. But it's also the story of the dark past that followed him, the dangerous people who wanted a piece of his newfound fortune, and the impossible choices he had to make to survive. What would you have done in his shoes? Could you have walked away from that kind of temptation? Or would you have risked it all for a chance at a better life? Stick around, because this story will make you question everything you think you know about right, wrong, and the price of second chances. And if you think you know how this ends, trust me, you don't. With the money in hand, Michael decided to start a new life. He rented a small apartment, bought new clothes, and spent time thinking about how to use the money wisely. Michael knew that if he simply spent it, the money would run out quickly. He needed to invest it to start a business. Michael had once been an economics student, but a family tragedy had forced him to drop out of college, leading him to homelessness. The knowledge he had gained about business was still in his mind, and now he decided to put it to use. He started with a small coffee shop. Michael chose a quiet corner of the city near offices and a college campus. He personally decorated the shop, from the furniture to the menu. Michael's coffee shop wasn't just a place to grab a drink. It was a cozy, welcoming space where people could relax, work, or meet friends. The first few days were slow. Michael worried, but he didn't give up. He learned from successful coffee shops, improved the quality of his drinks, and created a warm, inviting atmosphere. Gradually, customers started coming in. They were drawn to Michael's sincerity and passion. But life is never easy. Just as Michael's coffee shop began to turn a profit, his dark past resurfaced. One day, a group of strangers showed up at the shop. They were people Michael had known during his time on the streets. "Michael, long time no see. Heard you've been doing pretty well for yourself," said one of them, a man named Jack with a threatening tone. Michael felt a chill run down his spine. He knew Jack and his gang were trouble. They had been involved in theft, drug deals, and other illegal activities, and Michael had unintentionally crossed paths with them in the past. "I don't want anything to do with you anymore. Just leave me alone," Michael said, trying to stay calm. Jack smirked. "You think you can just walk away from us? You owe us, Michael. If you don't want trouble, hand over the money." Michael knew he couldn't easily escape them. He wrestled with his thoughts, unsure of what to do. If he gave them money, they would keep coming back for more. If he didn't, they could destroy everything he had built. Michael decided to take action. He knew he couldn't face Jack and his gang alone, so he turned to the police. He told them everything, from finding the wallet to being threatened by Jack. The police agreed to help, but they needed concrete evidence. Michael had to play the role of bait, luring Jack and his gang into a trap. It was a risky plan, but Michael had no other choice. On the day of the meeting, Michael arrived at the agreed location with a bag of fake money, which contained a hidden listening device. Jack and his gang showed up, their faces filled with menace. "Hand over the money, Michael." "And don't try anything funny," Jack demanded. Michael handed the bag to Jack. At that moment, the police stormed in and arrested the entire gang. Jack, furious, shouted, "You betrayed us, Michael! You'll pay for this." Michael felt a wave of relief but also anxiety. He knew he had overcome a major obstacle, but were there more dangers waiting for him? After the incident, Michael's coffee shop continued to thrive. He wasn't just a shop owner anymore. He had become an inspiration to many. Michael often hosted sharing sessions, telling his story of going from homelessness to becoming a successful entrepreneur. Michael also didn't forget to help those in need. He established a charity fund to support homeless individuals in rebuilding their lives. Michael believed that everyone deserved a second chance. One day, Michael received a letter from a stranger. The person claimed to be the owner of the wallet he had found years ago. In the letter, the person thanked Michael for using the money to do good and expressed a desire to meet him. Michael agreed. When they met, he learned that the person was a successful businessman who had been following Michael's journey. The man proposed a partnership, suggesting they work together on a larger project to help even more people. Michael felt incredibly fortunate. From being homeless, he had become a millionaire. Not just in wealth, but in humanity and happiness. Michael's story is a testament to the power of determination and kindness. No matter how low your starting point, with faith and effort, you can change your life. Michael overcame his dark past, faced his challenges, and ultimately found happiness and success. He didn't just change his own life, he helped others find hope again. And perhaps that is the true meaning of wealth.